Hello everybody, and I will show you a little clip and will tell you about that.
The World Economic Forum, along with the United Nations, along with the International Monetary Fund, and along with any number of prominent globalist organizations and powerful individuals, including Prince Charles, together have jointly promised that the 2021 World Economic Forum will be used to introduce via a vast network of connected big tech corporations, online activist movements and compliant local and national governments, something they call the Great Reset.
You see, Birin, this guy just described for you the people who have something in common. Not only they are powerful politic figures, not only they are well-known figures, etc., but also they share something in common. All they are, and this thing called in the real world, this thing have name, and this thing named capital. And you see, there's a problem with your description of what is happening. Communism is, let me see here, philosophical, social, political, and economic ideology and movement whose ultimate goal is the establishment of a communist society, namely a socio-economic order structure upon the ideas of common ownership of the means of production and the absence of social classes, money, and the state. So what I want to ask here is, how is this description from the basic Wikipedia tell you that this communism have something to do with people who own the money, the state, and pretty much everything else, and share in common the basic thing that in the name of your system, which is capitalism, which is the rule of capital. How the hell did you get from this guy naming every major owner of capital today, a new capital, of course, and in the same time you're declaring that a communism? I don't know, maybe this is all about American logic or something along those lines, but how the hell did capitalism in your head turn into communism just because reasons? Let's continue.
Data equality as
to old recipes, but that we really look at forward-oriented solutions.
Yeah, so the Great Reset is pretty much a Trojan horse for communism. The kind of communism where all us plebs are subject to state-mandated equality, as in we've all got fuck all, and the elites are in control of all the wealth and stuff. You know, communism.
You know, the communism where everything owned commonly, everything, like literally power, the money, if it existed, the goods that produced, the production places that produced, everything owned commonly. It means by everyone. And yet you trying to describe this idea, because it's like utopian idea. You're trying to describe that this idea is somehow connected to, sorry, how? Explain me how capitalism turned in your head into communism, other than you brainwashed and idiot. It's not about the communism itself, it's about stupidity of this statement. There was named like every little member of capital, people who own today capital. Description even in the fucking Wikipedia page, which is of course not reliable source, but you can read it in anyone. You could Ask real communists about it, and they will tell you that everything will be owned commonly. How the hell? Decision making by everyone turning your head into elite and state control because there is no states in communism. How? Explain, please explain to me how this makes sense to you in some shape or form.
By the way, it was the brainchild of this German Dr. Evil-looking fellow with the bald head, so you just know it's going to be good. Here's a quick sponsor, then we'll get right into it. In 2000 and current year, it's really important to keep your body healthy all the time. Collagen may be the closest glue that holds you together. Pollution, stress, and excess sun-exposure. The World Economic Forum, the elites, recently took down a video from their website that had been there since 2016. The video is called 8 Predictions for the World in 2030. It was taken off their website just as people were starting to take notice of all this great reset talk that's been going on lately. Let's have a look. Yeah, see, this first point was the most controversial one, and I think that's why they took the video down. The rest of the points are stuff that's pretty much already happening, or it's just like fluff. But this point is right at the heart of the Great Reset, and I think that's why they took it down.
Actually, you know, the leasing of the cars is a big thing right now in the world because people can't afford to buy a car or don't want to buy a car. People like using car sharing, people use charge sharing, etc. It's just a progress of the technologies, progress of the human society. But yes, I know you live in the third world country and you don't know what is technological progress and what is societal progress. It's very hard to understand this concept, of course, that people don't want to own nothing anymore because it's took too much money from them. And when they need something, they simply rent it. Very hard concept to understand because I don't know, you may be living like somewhere in deep taiga. Never heard about the progress of the society, maybe. Hello, bidding. It's a 21st century. We using a car sharing. For fuck's sake.
Whatever you want, you'll rent and it'll be delivered by drone. That's so cool. Quick question. If no one owns anything, who the fuck are we renting shit from?
A good question, good question. I'm glad that you asked that. You are renting from the capitalist enterprises, if to be clear, absolutely. People who own capital will own everything and you will own nothing because they will make money off of you. Just like right now they selling you stuff, they will rent you a stuff and they will make you even more money from you. Hello, it's a capitalism. How you can I thought you pretty smart person. And you was a smart person. What the fuck is happening with you?
Yeah, maybe. We might all be speaking Chinese by then, who knows?
A handful of countries which you of course miss. It's a very important topic again to talk about, but you somehow just don't give a shit about it. You see the capitalist system right now collapsing to many different zones. It means that many countries will dominate the world. Not we will speak Chinese, but we rather speak many different languages and use many different currencies because USA with its economical politics simply will go bankrupt, just as Europe, just as your Australia. Sorry. Australia, as my beloved John Cadogan saying.
Well, that's a really good thing, but we're already working on that. I don't see why I have to give up all my shit for that to happen.
Those things is not connected. bearing, like get real. Those things are not connected. That's just predictions. They saying that there will be A, there will be B, C, D, etc. But those things are not connecting to each other, idiot. Sorry.
I'll eat as much meat as I fucking want to. I'll farm my own meat if I have to.
You don't get it at all, right? The meat today produced from the meat products today produced from the soybeans. If you didn't know that, and chocolate, by the way, also produced from the soybeans, that means that we can't support enough meat for everyone, and people simply will eat less meat. Therefore, they will eat bread and stuff, you know, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Like, I don't have any facts or anything, but I find it hard to believe that 1 billion people will be displaced by climate change by 2030. There's already plenty of places around the world that charge polluters a carbon tax. That's not a new thing. Yeah, that's all exciting stuff, but again, they're already working on that. We don't need fucking communism to make that happen.
What the fuck does this have to do with communism at all? First of all, can you explain?
Western values will have been tested to breaking point. I don't even know what that means. Are they saying Western values are a bad thing? What set of values are better?
I'm sorry, Western values, it's when you're running around the world robbing other people, countries, bombing them into the Stone Age, and robbing them and put them in poverty and make them hunger. That's Western values. So if you don't know what it is, maybe you should visit some kind of third world country and ask people there what is the Western values, if you living in the West don't understand it.
So as I said, they took that video down recently after it got a bit of criticism, and this is the one they replaced it with. Wow, all that stuff looks very bad. There's fires and fucking lightning and birds dying in rubbish dumps and fucking COVID-19. That's all really horrible stuff. Maybe we do need a great reset. Wow, that looks fantastic. People are getting better from COVID. Black Lives Matter again. The grass is green. There's like fucking ice in the Arctic or some shit. The fish are alive again. I mean, I don't see how you could knock this plan, even though it's not their plan, and even though they did leave the communism part out. But that's just, minor details. The point is, everything will be better. Look, you want to know what the real Great Reset going on at the moment is? It's small mum and dad businesses all around the world being throttled out of existence by COVID-19 lockdowns, while their large multinational competitors are allowed to trade freely. As if buying, say, clothes at a small retailer is a guaranteed way to get COVID, but buying clothes at Target isn't. That's the real Great Reset.
You just described how mega corporations and capitalism eating up the mom and pops their shops, and you still go on to insist that it's about communism. When the big capital, which have in English the only name that it is, capital. The big capital is simply destroying the small businesses. And yet you go on to call that a communism, because what the fuck is wrong with you? How brainwashed you supposed to be to just simply declaring everything is communism because I said so, I guess, or that simply goes against any logic. You yourself describing actions of rich people who in consolidation have common thing, the capital. That is why capitalist system called capitalist system, because it's owned and ruled and controlled by the capital. And the description, I'm sorry, yes, I will have to say that in Wikipedia is wrong in this case somehow. For fuck's sake, how people, I don't know, how you in the West supposed to be brainwashed to the ground level, just simply to the ground level, that you naming something that have one thing in common, just one thing in common. All those people who are now imposing the Great Reset, mega corporations that even mom and pop shops, they have something in common, dude. Capital, not commune, capital. And go on to call the people who have in common the major stuff that in the name of your economical system, and go on to call that a communism. Because reasons, because brainwashing. Brilliant, Birin. What the fuck is happened with you? You used to wear like decent person and like have some basic logic. What is this? Fame just screwing up your brains, or you just sell yourself to somebody? I don't know how to explain when men that used to use logic to explain things today just simply repeating mainstream slogans that was used, of course, before. Remember the guy with mustaches? Yeah, that guy from the third scene. And you describing capital and name it communism because I don't know, fucking reasons maybe. Fuck.